Hello, hi everyone, and today I am here to discuss in detail what is happening with IELTS in 2026, what changes are coming, what to expect, and how to prepare and how to go about it. Okay, all this information is gathered from IDP's official website and sources. It is cross checked and cross referenced. I will also drop links for you to read yourself and gather more information. So stay tuned and we will dive deeper into it. Okay. So basically, what is happening on June 27th, 2026 is that IDP has announced, they had made this announcement in March 2026 itself, that they are going to phase out the paper based format. So the reason I think or I believe why this change has come into action is pretty much clear because first of all, the turnaround time for the test used to be 2 weeks or sometimes even more. And now it's gonna go down to 3 to 5 days, which is easy. Because IELTS is a popular exam. So many like the test takers increase every year and they have to manage it all. So that is one point. Another point is turning into digital format will standardize it globally. So global standardization will make the test more valuable, it will make the test more convenient, and it will make the test more satisfactory for the test takers. Now, coming on to important points like what new is happening. Of course, paper-based is getting discontinued. Now, there are two options. For computer-based IELTS, it is fully typed, and another one is writing on paper. This option is available for people who are not comfortable with typing on computer. So they will do their reading and listening on computers, and speaking will remain the way it is. You will have it in person with an examiner, but writing, you have an option to either do it typed fully on computer or you can do it on paper as well. So that is an advantage. But there is a disclaimer, specifically people who are applying for Australia or planning Australia, because Australia has not fully approved the paper-based writing yet. So if right now you are planning for Australian visas, go for fully computer-based. Do not risk it to do the hybrid or opt-in approach. All right. Now, moving forward, the format of the exam has not changed. You have 4 modules: listening, reading, writing, speaking. You have same kind of sections, like 4 sections for listening, 3 sections for reading, 2 sections for writing, and then 3 parts for speaking. So nothing has changed in that regard. Also, your test result now can come out in 1 to 5 days, which is amazing as it is computer delivered, and you can get your electronic TRF ASAP by email, or you'll be notified. Interesting thing about a one skill retake for writing specifically is that if you want to retake writing, it will be taken in the same format as your original test format. Okay. Now, moving on to next points. I'll just share my screen and show you what the IDP site is saying here. Okay, here. This is official IDP site, and you can see they have mentioned here a big disclaimer, which is an important update that IDP Canada no longer offers IELTS on paper. IELTS on computer is available at convenient locations with flexible dates, results typically available in 48 hours, which is awesome. And you can do IELTS on computer, writing on paper. That is also available, and you can select your test center. So now this information is available on official IDP site, as you can see. Awesome. Okay, this is actually super cool. Now, I'm going to link this resource for you. So this is specifically for IELTS on computer, writing on paper. There's a complete guide provided by IDP itself, like what you need to know about it and what you need to take care of. So you see everything you need to know, and what is IELTS on computer and writing on paper, what is the IELTS on computer writing on paper test format, how it looks like. So here they have given you the breakdown. Writing on paper is not available for test takers taking an IELTS for a UKVI test. Another condition is writing on paper is subject to regulatory approval for use in Australia visa purposes, as I mentioned earlier. So these are the two things to know. Rest, everything is perfect. On the same page, there is also a writing on paper video tutorial that you should definitely watch for more information. And the reasoning why they're doing writing on paper, because of more flexibility and because it's a transition, you see, and students are not ready yet. So it's a good option actually. So again, IELTS test format is not changing in any way, okay? So there is no change. That is what official IDP is saying. Also, will this change how IELTS results are interpreted? So they say no. IELTS results remain valid and comparable and recognized exactly as they are today. How will this change affect the IELTS test experience for candidates? Now, this is interesting to read because they're saying test seekers will benefit from a more efficient and user-friendly experience. They will have access to more dates and can be eligible for one skill retake. This is actually awesome, you see. Otherwise, you had to wait for like so many dates. You had to wait for booking your examination. There were delays actually. This is really good. So there are so many FAQs listed here, which you can read yourself. I'm gonna link this source as well so that you can go and explore on your own. So this is pretty much what IDP is mentioning about what kind of changes are coming. Now, some pointers that I want to give you on my behalf, which you should consider since the format is evolving. So number one, let's talk about listening module. So in 2020, probably listening was quite slow. What used to happen was they used to play an example audio, an example. They used to give you sample answer, solution, and it used to take like 1.5 minutes, and then the test used to start. So around 2020s, they phased that out and the listening started happening directly. So your listening audio started with your first question. That was an interesting change. And now they have evolved more because they are turning onto computer based. So now when you are practicing for listening, use those big headphones so that they cover your ears and you are able to focus more, because you don't have to learn any new format or any new type of questions. That is same. All you have to learn and work on now is to have more attention, to be more focused. And how you can do that? With good headphones, not just like earphones or something where sound travels and you're distracted or something else is playing at the background and you're solving. Don't do that. Try to create a real-time simulation for you. And you can also do one more exercise where you are prepared for the new changes is increase the speed of the audio while solving the test paper. Even if you have old practice test papers, what you can do is increase the speed by 1.1 or 1.2, make it a little faster, and then solve your test paper. So that is the kind of practice which is going to help you with the new change coming in listening. What is happening in reading now? So reading, nothing much has changed with the format or the question types. Yes, the headings, match the headings question has been reported by so many test takers recently that match the heading questions are appearing less and less in exam. There were assumptions like, you can match keywords, you will find answers. There were assumptions that you found one answer, rest will be in sequence. So all these kinds of hacks and tricks, whatever are there around on the web all over about IELTS. So Cambridge also knows, IDP also knows, and they have just tweaked that around. So now you cannot rely on a fact that if you found your answer one in para two, then you don't have to look back on para, or you will just find everything after that. So that myth should be broken. Don't run after hacks or tricks. It's not mathematics or science that you can just learn some formulas or just some numbers and that'll help. No, what will help is understanding the logic behind it. The logic behind it is pretty interesting and pretty easy as compared to learning a trick, because trick might work for a few questions. Logic will work for any test paper. The logic is practice comprehension. Start from basic comprehensions. Like before moving on to IELTS, you can just Google or search for basic BBC books where you have comprehension passages, like finding answers to the questions. Start from that. Also, keyword matching is not gonna be helpful. Try matching phrases. Learn paraphrasing. Like dive deeper into paraphrasing techniques, not just synonyms anymore. The most interesting is writing and speaking. So, templates in writing are flagged. Now, you're not going to score anything if you learn a template and just fill in the blanks with the keywords from the question. That is not going to help you at all. And in speaking, do not learn any phrases as such. Like, for example, in today's modern world, with the advent of technology, don't say them like a robot, okay? So, robotic speaking or answers which are crammed and memorized will be flagged because examiners are being given special training on this. So they have years and years of data to analyze. You see, they usually record your answers. So they know which answer is a natural answer and which answer is a memorized answer. Now, I'm not here to scare you. I'm just here to tell you these changes are coming and we should be ready for it. Okay. So do not go hunting for any trick. Trust me, language doesn't work with tricks. Language is something which is a skill. It is just like I always say, I'm going to repeat myself. It is just like building your body in a gym, learning how to drive. You have to train yourself. You don't have to learn anything. If you go to the gym today and lift like 50 kgs, you're not going to get biceps by tomorrow morning, no? Right. That is the case in English as well. Hacks, tricks might have worked in the past. They may or may not work in future, but logic, training, understanding comprehensions, and reading, increasing your knowledge base is something which is going to help you crack this exam because there is a huge misunderstanding what IELTS is. IELTS is International English Language Testing System. Now, this system exists so that universities, governments, and employers can figure out how well you can communicate in English, how well you can use English in your day-to-day activities. You're working, you're studying, or in general, if you are being a part of a community and the language of communication is English, they just want to see how well you do with that language. Nothing else. They are not checking your aptitude. They are not just checking your grammar. They are not just checking any one part of it. Grammar is just 25% of testing criteria. If you have seen how the breakdown of IELTS testing is pretty simple. There are 4 criteria they try to assess you on. Number 1 is task achievement, which means your understanding. A question is in front of you, how well you answer it, it's all pure understanding. Next one is lexical skills, which is vocabulary. They both are interlinked. If you don't have vocabulary, if you don't know words, you will not be able to understand the task. Third one is cohesion and coherence. How well you can knit ideas and how well you can understand the knitted ideas. Okay, that's why sentence creations, paragraph creation, sentence structures, and connecting words are so important. Why every IELTS trainer emphasize a lot on learning connecting words. This is the reason why. The fourth criteria is grammar, which is just 25%. So, if you have observed people in North American countries or countries we move to, they don't speak correct grammar. I'm not saying grammar is not important, grammar is very important. But unlike other languages, for example, Hindi and Punjabi, they are built architecturally. They are built on a foundation. There's a script, there's grammar, then there's language over it. English is basically like a sponge. This language evolved. It evolved over time and it is a combination and blend. It's kind of a khichdi language. It's a combination and blend of different dialects, different languages. There's French, there's Roman, there's Latin. Even there are words in, from Hindi and Sanskrit as well. So keeping that in mind, that is why the test has given grammar just a 25% weightage. So don't ignore it. It is not supposed to be neglected, but do not fixate on it. It is not just the one thing that you fixate yourself on and that will help you solve the exam. No, you have to build understanding. And that is why I always say, I'm going to say it again, make your environment English friendly. Try to watch everything in English, try to read things in English, watch entertainment in English, have closed captions on, and that's how you train your mind. You have to train your mind because this language is not just limited to IELTS exam. No, this is a tool that will help you to survive in a foreign land. You can make friends, you will be working, and this is your survival asset. This is your superpower. This is your tool. So learn it that way, not just for an exam. If you have any more questions and you feel any confusions and you have any concerns, you can drop your questions in the comments. I will answer them. I will answer as many as possible. And also, I'll keep bringing more videos and more informations for you so that you can prepare well for your IELTS exam. I'm going to see you in the next video. You have a great day. Bye-bye.